Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle. Today we're talking about Nervos Network CKB, and there is some big news that nobody's really talking about. First and foremost, folks, this I am absolutely geeked out for is the fact that there is a GraphQL layer for CKB in the works. Now, one of the most frustrating things that I can think of when trying to even think about blockchain, folks, is trying to find dApps and things like that that exist in the ecosystem. So what is a GraphQL, folks? Well, it is a explorer that allows you to kind of search through the blockchain. Nervos Network says that GraphQL helps you query and extract on-chain data. In other words, any information that has been written on the blockchain can easily be searched. So that is phenomenal, folks. And I think that it will allow people to realize what exactly is out there, because that's a big question for all the chains. What's built on the chain? Now you'll be able to find out. Now, there was an AMA that just went down on our cryptocurrency, and they had two absolutely legends answering questions, Matt Quinn and Jordan Mack. So these guys know their stuff. They are high up there in Nervos Network, and they give some straight up alpha. But one thing that I thought was very interesting was that a couple of years ago, like this person did mention, there was some sort of Cardano partnership or something like that. And I always kind of wondered what happened. But someone asked a couple years ago, there was an announced partnership between Cardano and Nervos. How's the bridge coming along? And what is the relationship like with the IOHK Foundation? Now, as you guys know, that Cardano is part of the UXTO Alliance. And this is a group of chains that kind of come together they've kind of like banded together in solidarity to build the best products possible, right? They want to connect to each other. They want everything to be as good as possible. But it seems noticeable that Charles Hoskinson never seems to want to comment or answer questions about CKB Nervos when they get asked during his live streams, AMAs. Now, I don't know Charles Hoskinson. I've never met the guy. I've never talked to him. But one thing is for sure. I will say this. There was a working DEX on Nervos Network before there was anything on Cardano. So I don't know. I'm just saying if that has something to do with that. But, we got Jordan Mack, the absolute legend. This is a frustrating topic, but we have addressed it several times in various posts and also on our live broadcast. The bridge effort is currently on hold. 2 attempts were made by 2 different third-party teams, but neither yielded a product our team was confident in releasing. And folks, even though they didn't release a product that they were confident in, that's actually really good. Because I don't want these people out there just slinging up bridges, because we all know about the dangers of a bridge that's not carefully constructed. They get hacked all the time. So the fact that Nervos Network and the team is absolutely doing their due diligence on this issue is something that's very, it's something that's very admirable. So it is what it is. We'll get into that a little bit later. Nervos, folks, has a area where you can submit a proposal, dream it, build it, expand the Nervos ecosystem. If you've got a game-changing project in mind, the CK Community Fund DAO is all ears. Let's grow together. And I've mentioned before that I do think that I'm going to bring my Wojak animations to Nervos Network. I think I'm going to bring all the assets from my Wojak videos, and I'm going to launch NFTs, and so people will get control of the original assets that were used in the Wojak videos. And if Wojak videos take off, maybe the NFTs could be nice collectibles someday. But it is what it is. And always, folks, I love to give Nervos Nation a shout out because they've got a great community behind the scenes of Twitter. It's called Nervos Nation on Telegram. Just hit them up. If you got questions about Nervos Network, things like that, just check them out. Let's look at CKB and check out where they're at on the charts. 214. I mean, Nervos just seems to be kind of hovering right in that 200 range level. So one day it's 280 or 180, the next day it's 215. So it's been comfortably sitting here for a while, but it's got a market cap of 100 million. So I mean, when you think of some of these projects, this is not financial or trading advice either, by the way, but when you think about some of these projects having this low of a market cap, and if adoption happens, I mean, a 10x to $1 billion is nothing, especially in a bull market. So they're down 2.7 on the day, 5 on the week, 7.9 on the month. Not bad numbers, right? We've got some interesting things happening in the markets as well. But I believe the last time we left off on a CKB video, folks, was like midweek, last week, somewhere in there. And none of this price action had happened yet. So we kind of had some interesting price action with the markets, and there's been a lot of little rallies, especially surrounding like this Bitcoin ETF stuff. Now we got this Binance stuff going on. So we did break through this somewhat bullish little pattern here. Now they're just, we're back into testing the waters. And when I kind of look at this little price setup, there just isn't anything a whole lot concrete that I can just pick out. Like, I'm really not seeing too many crazy patterns that are forming. Maybe you could make the argument that, there's just nothing. It's like a channel downward. So let's look at the RSI, see if we can find any patterns on the RSI. And let's just scoot over to like the daily chart. So, RSI's in the tank. On the daily, price action has slipped below the Ichimoku cloud, which is not the best, folks. This is such a thin part of the Ichimoku cloud that I hope that we can at some point hop through this thing by mid to end November. This thing definitely, I'm just kind of getting a good look at this thing on the daily. And this thing could very well be forming what's known as a descending triangle. If it tests the bottom here, you can kind of see how this 0.0020-ish level has been kind of the bottom. And then we kind of have like this little descending triangle that is forming. We could just be gearing up for a big squeeze. Really, folks, when it comes down to it, look at this. We've got a big squeeze happening right here. And I just want to go ahead and throw up some, GON fans. And I'm going to teach you guys how to throw up one of these GON fans. So basically what I'm going to go ahead here and do is we are going to find a low point, the most low point, which is right here. And what I'm going to do is throw up a vertical line on this spot. Then I am going to, bear with me, throw up a GON fan right at this spot, but I've got to throw up my trend angle. So this point is going to be a 45-degree angle, and then what I'm going to do here is look for the previous high, which is right over here, and then I'm going to just make a 45-degree angle like this, and then we're going to deploy our GON fan right here. It's important that if you try doing this, that you learn this from a super professional trader. Okay, so when we do this, it's kind of showing this bottom trend line here as the point that we need to break through that half penny level. There's also one thing that I want to just do really quick that didn't really yield me the results I absolutely wanted, but we can go ahead here. Bear with me 1 second, folks. And I'm going to do the same exact thing, but for this area, we're going to throw up a 45-degree angle. 45-degree angles, folks, are my favorite angles to play with. A lot of times the markets will move in 45-degree angles. So with that said, let's go ahead here, throw this up, and okay, we're going to throw up this Gone fan as well. And so what we have here is that we are currently trapped within this Gone fan. We haven't seen anything really reacting quite yet, but if we go ahead and look at the history of the price action of this Gone fan, what do we notice? Well, we can notice that the price action came all the way down, bounced off this trend line here, came down, bounced off this trend line here, came up, tried to push through, came up and blew through here. Up here it got resistance. This is support all the way down. Tried to break through this Gone fan, support all the way down. And now we can see that we are just kind of trading sideways, and we are kind of off into this uncharted territory of the Gone fan. So interestingly enough, I do think that this thing is going to be forced to make a move here rather soon. Not financial or trading advice, but what we need to do, folks, is really, really keep our eyes on this little descending triangle that is happening right now. And so you can see that, it's there. We can chart this thing out. But yeah, folks, that's about it. We're going to have to really keep our eyes on this squeeze within the next week or two. I think we're going to see Nervos make a move up or down. We don't know yet. This is such uncharted territory. I think the markets are waiting a lot in regards to like what's going on with this Bitcoin ETF. What seems like a fiasco. It's just taking forever to get approved. Gary Gensler has been loading his bags. You guys all know that. Well, here's the deal, folks. I love you all. If you could please do me a huge favor, smash that like button, subscribe. Let me know in the comments section what makes you bullish about Nervos, and I will respond to every single comment. See you all on the next video.